Right now, say I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight because he's April. That's right. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I talked to Zab, but the same day that James Tony came in and signed the contract.
Wow.
So I'm talking to Bobo on the phones like this. Look, I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
What is Crawford going to do before? He's going to beat Sean. Everybody listen, he's going to beat Sean. He's going to beat Sean.
Mike Lewis is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yo. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. How y'all doing today? We got a lot to get into. But before I, bring any guests up, there's a few things I want to tap into and get into. For starters, I'm sure we all seen the videos by now and the incident that took place at the Victor Ortiz fight afterwards. A little dust up between Bernard Hopkins and Bill Haney. And to be honest with you, I'm just gonna be 100. It don't matter to me which side of the fence you on. To me, I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed because this is not the kind of stuff I need to see from our OGs. You know what I mean? Y'all at the highest level. You at the highest level. Everybody is massively successful at what they've done and what they're doing, and this is not the kind of conduct I need to see. I don't need to see almost 60-year-old inviting another 50-year-old into the bathroom to do back in the day fair ones. Y'all passed that in your life. Find a way to sit down as men and resolve the issue. We don't need to see y'all pushing and shoving on camera. It's just a bad look. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. It's the fight business and it's the tough guy business, but on real talk, I expect more from my OGs. I expect more from the OGs. You know what I mean? Not even gonna get into none of the other stuff, but I just expect more from the OGs, and that's my 2 cents on it. I need that. Do better, get better. We need better than that from the OGs. I don't want to see we don't need to see the uncles and granddaddies rumbling at an event, especially those that's on that particular level. Now let's get down with the get down. Before we get into Tony Weeks and what took place in the Victor Ortiz fight, it's come to pass now that Ryan has rescinded his notion to fight Devin Haney and decided he want to go toward Rollie Floyd. And of course, everybody's yelling it's the influence of Floyd and this, that, and the third. But let me say this first. I was never under the impression or under the assumption that fight with Ryan and Devin was ever going to happen, because they've had 1,000,001 chances to make that fight along the way. So what magically will make the fight happen now? You know what I mean? I always thought that as soon as that fight was over, the first thing that came out of Ryan's mouth was, after his last fight, was he wanted to fight Rollie. I thought that was the intention all along. I think along the way, maybe Oscar and Bernard, seeing that it seems like, I think it's clear, and for those that don't see it as this, I think it's clear that Ryan is on his way out. What y'all think in the comment section? Talk to me about what you think of the Bernard, Bill Haney situation. What you think about Ryan and Devin? Did you think it was ever a real possibility for that fight? And I'm going to say this, maybe, because it seemed like to me it's clear a divorce. I said this a long time ago. It's clear a divorce between Ryan, Oscar, and Bernard is on his way. I think that's a full-blown conclusion that the divorce is on his way and will soon be there. So I think that maybe their idea was to push that fight for Ryan to fight Devin Haney. And because I think they're more or less just trying to get as much money out of Ryan right now as they can before he makes a dash to get about the way. But I was never under the impression that was a fight that was going to happen. Nah. I was never under the impression that that was a fight that was going to come through, that was going to come to fruition, and we was going to see that fight. I just didn't see that happen, and don't know why, but I just never saw that. Don't understand why that was a fight to be thought up. You know what I mean? And that's a fight I didn't want. I wanted. I actually wanted. I actually wanted. I actually wanted. I actually wanted Ryan and Rollie to be the fight to happen because I want that to be out the way. Get the circus out the way. Get the circus out the way. Let them two go over there. Get them out the way. And that way Matias, Devin, Teo, and all of them can get it on. So I was never a fan of Ryan fighting Devin. That was not a fight that was on my priority list. Not a fight that I was even remotely wanted to see. See what I'm saying? So for everybody to run around, he pulled the whammy. I think he went with the original program that he was intended on. I think Bernard and Oscar fished it out there, put it in his mind that yeah, we're going to push for that. And maybe he was going along with the guidance of his team because at the end of the day, what they say go. And then Floyd swung in there and said, hey man, no. Me and you had an understanding. Took him to the gym, and Floyd probably told him, I'm gonna send you a link in a second, Cereso. And then Floyd probably told him that, hey man, I got you. If Oscar and Bernard got something to say. Go ahead.
I mean, did we really think him and Devin was going to fight? Let's be honest. We talked about this a few times. I've talked about this a few times. I never thought Devin and Ryan was going to fight. It seemed too social media like, and we know who Ryan is. And just think, in this week alone, Ryan has denounced the fight with Devin Haney. He's called out Rollie. He's had a baby, and he's just announced a divorce from his wife. Like everything he do is social media. Everything he do is social media. I don't think that there was anything in the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight that had no social media bounds towards it, and that's why I didn't think it was going to happen. I don't think that fight is ever going to happen. Unless there's some big money involved, I don't think that fight ever going to happen.
I mean, I'm not one of them people that's just. I wasn't big on the fight. I didn't. I wanted him to fight Rollie. I said this many times. The fight I wanted was him and Rollie because I wanted the circus to go over there.
Right.
I wanted the circus to go over there. So then it's been announced that Teofimo is fighting Jermaine Ortiz. I'm gonna get back to how I feel about that fight. Then we see Matias come out and he calls out Devin, and Matias calls out Teo and everybody else and all that. Says he can't get nobody to fight. I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about that. But because see, here's my issue, and I want to say this right now. And I said this before one of them fought one person at 140. Before any of them fought one person at 140. The first thing I said was, what I do not want is for all these guys to come to 140 and fight the people they were supposed to fight at 135.
Right.
No, that's not part of the bargain. So far, we got Jermaine Ortiz, came from 135. Ryan Garcia came from 135. Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney did fight somebody at 140, so we're gonna take him off the equation for a minute, just for a second. But everybody else, all y'all doing is fighting the guy that was at 135. No. We got guys at 140. Let's get it. They put out a list of who they said was this, that, and the 140, which I have an issue with. But what I'm gonna say to y'all is this. I'm gonna start with Matias. You said you ain't got nobody to fight. Boxing to DC, just for you. I'm going to drop the link because I see the conversation that's going on in boxing to DC about Matias. So I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop my receipts today. I got time today. I'm gonna drop my receipts today where we can see on more than one occasion, Gary Antoine Russell called out Matias, and I'm gonna show you on Mill City Boxing where he responded. So it's acknowledged. So what my problem with Matias just did is you can't say I can't find nobody to fight when you acknowledge that somebody called you out and you said that if you can't get them dudes to fight, that you will fight him. You go.
We on the same page with that, man. We discussed this. We've been clamoring about this. I don't like the idea that guys are kind of doubling back on empty promises and things of that nature. It's just like, bro, fight somebody. Get in there and fight somebody. I'm not mad at the Ortiz Teo fight because we just been waiting for Teo to get in there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he do there and see what happens there. The Rollie Floyd fight, we wanted that, so that's cool. But Matias, you got some explaining to do because we thought it was gonna be, you know, you and Russell in there. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And as far as Devin Haney, I mean, he got the belt. You know, we'll see what happens next. We'll see, you know, where he goes. But I mean, 140 has a chance to be really, really exciting. Or they could bullshit like they could bull jab like they always doing. That's just how I feel.
I mean, I think it's still gonna be exciting. I think it's still a lot they can do. But my only issue is, you guys, there's fights out here. I mean, long as we keep the ball moving and we keep it toward where we're just not taking a bunch of guys from 135 and waiting for him to come around, when you got young, hungry lions out there, that's whatever. So like I said, for Twan, okay, we want any champion that's willing to do it. And if not, we want the next highest contender on the list. You know what I mean? So if that's Hitchison or whoever y'all say that is, we want them all. You know what I'm saying? But for me, my problem with Matias is you acknowledge the man. You said you know he called you out. You said if these other guys don't come to boogie, you will fight them. Then do what you said you was gonna do. That's my only thing. Hold on, is this breaking news? Hold on. Is this breaking news? Or did I miss this earlier? Earl Spencer's injured again?
Oh no, that's breaking. I ain't see that.
I got to get this right now. Earl Spencer's injured again. What is going on? Earl Spence had a cataract surgery on his eye today, which he said was overdue. Why you think I got hit with so many jabs? It was still a great performance by bro. No, y'all.
This happened today.
Former Unified Welterweight World Champion had a cataract surgery today to repair a right eye problem that hampered his. No. I hate that I'm missing this live. I can't wait to chop it up with you. We will soon. No.
Oh yeah, that's breaking news.
NFL talks not till 4:30, bro. NFL talks not 4:30, and I'm not even entertaining nothing like that. I just want to play one game at a time, man. One game at a time. So he had a cataract surgery today. Earl Spence Jr. I had this just came across. This just came across my lap. I'm pretty sure. I gotta see what cataract surgery. Let's see what that even is, man. You know what I mean? Let's see what that. I want to know what a cataract is. He said cataract is a common eye condition that can make your vision cloudy or blurry. It happens when the lens of your eyelid, which is normally transparent, becomes more cloudy. This can make it challenging to see things clearly, especially when there's bright light or at night. Cataracts are very common. Okay, enough. So here's my thing. Here's the problem. Now, just last Saturday, before this surgery happened, right? Coach Ron Sims was live right here, and he said he thought something was wrong with the man's eyes before the fight. Now, let me tell y'all my true response to all of that you're hearing right now. Whether that's true or not, I hope Earl ain't going on like that. Here's the thing. Whether it's true or not, it don't matter. This is my stance on all of these situations. When we wait for these things to happen, these fights, someone been building up for years and we've been waiting for them to get a big fight, or we've been waiting for a big fight. When the big fight happens, nothing matters but that fight. Because whatever caused you to be where you at the night of that fight could have been prevented. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying he ducked. I'm not saying nobody ducked. I'm just saying that whenever we go through the business of boxing, these things can happen. Which brings me to a guy named Gervonta Tank Davis real quick. If I'm Gervonta Tank Davis, all of these guys, the Devin Haney's of the world, the Antoine Russells of the world, the Shakurs of the world, if you really feel you can beat these guys, you better do it now. Because see, no, the power is the last thing to go. He'll have his power till they get him out the sport. But what won't always be there is your reflexes, your legs. See, Deontay Wilder is one of the hardest hitting fighters that ever walked this planet. But when your reflexes glow, it don't matter how hard you hit no more. You guys that's in the business, listen to your advisors, listen to your business people. But if you one of those guys who live and die off your athleticism and power, not saying that he's reclusive to that, but that's his dominant trait, you better exercise these fights with these people now. Don't wait down the road to get the big bag, but now your reflexes ain't there. In Earl's case, his lifestyle caught up with him. It's okay. And just like everybody say, the guy you picked the night to pick with just happened to be him. You picked the wrong man to be whatever you was that night because he's not the one to do that with. And not because most of the other guys other than him, you probably could have came in there with every condition that you had and still found a way to get through the fight. You just was in the ring with the wrong man. Your biggest problem was the man across the ring. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were saying something. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of the situation. That's the reality of the situation. So when all falls down and everything goes, you got to rely on your learning. You got to rely on your natural ability. But if that's hampered, what can we do? Go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying, I don't like that the narrative that's created after this surgery is now, oh, he wasn't ready to fight. But like, I don't like that.
Yeah,
he got in the ring. He got in the ring. He did what he did. Because this crazy thing is, if he would have won, then what would the narrative have been? You know what I'm saying? So
he's gonna get bombed on. It's not gonna go well. That's why you just could have kept this. I mean, just say we had an eye surgery, moved on. You're gonna get bombed on.
Yeah. Facts. Especially with everything that's going on. But I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll be all right. Do I think he'll beat Bud after his eyes get better? No. But I think he still has a bright future ahead of him. He has a bright career in front of him.
So now my question for everybody and what I want to know is this, because does this breach the contract? Because is Bud still obligated to wait? You know what I'm saying? Is Bud going to wait? I hope it does. I mean, honestly, I don't have a problem with Bud moving on. You know, this could be a way for Bud to move on. So, I mean, unless Bud going to say, you know what? I mean, because so this was July. We're already in January, so we're boarding on 6 months. Then we're saying 3 months. I don't know if Bud will be willing to wait 9 months.
It's time to move on.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want him to wait, but but at the end of the day, you're gonna get bombed on. So Spence fans, diehard Spence fans that want to run with what he's saying, you're gonna get scorched. Just be aware, you're gonna get scorched on social media. You're gonna get torched. This ain't gonna go well. Now let's get to some more breaking news. It's been announced that Francis Ngannou, I think he probably reached out to Bud to let him know first. But he may add. You know what? Matter of fact, before we get to the breaking news, let me go see what Bud had to say. Let's go. Let me see what Bud had to say. Let me go find what Bud had to say about the situation, because I'm pretty sure he has a response. So let's see what Bud Crawford had to say. I mean, man, oh man, boxing is becoming better than soap operas. You know, boxing is becoming better than soap operas. Charlie, I sent you the link. You see what I'm saying? But let me find out what Terrence Crawford had to say. Let me see what he's saying so far. Right now, 19 hours ago, Terrence Crawford has not responded.
I was about to say the news just broke like an hour and a half ago. I think Terrence will probably respond later in the day.
I'm sure he knew before the surgery, though.
Are we sure?
I'm sure he would have known before the surgery. And let's not be honest. Oh, here they go. I told you he gonna get torched. I told you he gonna get torched.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. But see, here's the thing: you could have got in front of the torching if you would have let people know up front that you were going to have the surgery. That article sounds like he's already had the surgery. That's why I'm trying to figure out, does Bud truly know? Because had a article came out saying, hey, on January the 3rd, Spence is going to get surgery, that looks way different than, hey, just 3 hours ago, Spence had surgery.
All right, let me see what Sibby said. He's asking me, did I see what Sibby said? Let me see what Sibby said. And it's weird that, where's Sibby? Let me see what Sibby had to say. Let me go to Sibby then, because Sibby didn't put nothing in our group. We see, I'm gonna put, for some of y'all, I'm gonna add y'all to the group. We got a group on IG, just like in Boxing the DC on Facebook. We chop it up about these topics. Sibby didn't send nothing to me on the inside, so let me see what he talking about. His Twitter. I ain't going to Sibby Twitter. Man, they going, but I know, I just left Twitter, but they going. I add y'all to it, but yeah, they going ham on. They going ham.
Yeah, they cooking, bro, right now, man.
Don't do it to yourself. Now back to what we're talking about. Earl, I hope you get better, and I think it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. Terrence, go ahead and move on. We're not going. I'm not going for the cataract surgery and then get in the ring with the man off that, man. Come on, man. That man gonna break your eye. Look, now. Maybe let's see what happens. I'm still not a fan of Terrence going to fight Canelo, but let's see what happens. In other news, Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. Tell me your thoughts on that before I dive in on that.
I mean, I've been saying I told you so for a minute now. I jumped in one of those clubhouses and I said, based on what Francis Ngannou did, I said he could fight a champion or a runner-up soon. I think it was either Lunatic or Maniac, one of them, that told me that I was crazy. One of the older guys in there told me that I was crazy. And I said, bro, y'all got to understand what Francis brings to boxing at that time. And we've had this debate back and forth. At that time, the heavyweight was doing what it was doing, but it wasn't really moving like that, like this December that we just saw. So what Francis did was he kind of shook things up. And now that he shook it up and people have seen him drop somebody who holds a belt, they're going to keep throwing him plates. He's going to keep getting plates. And AJ is a good plate. It's good for AJ and it's good for Francis, because if AJ wins, guess what? That's another notch on his resume. You can say what you want about Francis. Francis was a decorated MMA fighter and he could potentially be a decorated boxer. You see, he can handle punches. He's trash right now, but he needs to build up his boxing acumen. But he's a fighter nonetheless. He's a brawler nonetheless. So if AJ beats him, you can create a narrative for AJ. However, if Francis beats AJ, you got to start putting respect on Francis' name. I like it on both sides. I ain't even mad at it.
Okay, here's why I don't have a problem with it. I ain't gonna lie, man. You make an excellent lawyer. That was an unbelievable take. Let me say this. This is what somebody in the crowd had to say. Hey, Greg, tell me what you mean by how did Crawford get caught up in the mess. I just want to, so I can understand where you're coming from. But here's the issue. What that told me is this. This fight tells me that AJ is looking to make the best bag with potentially moving closer to maybe another fight, but at the same time, he's making his bag at the same time. So that tells me the AJ Wilder fight was in fact what I thought it was. It was for the bag.
Right.
It was for the bag. However, what Wilder is about to do tells me in his mind, he still believes he can be one of the best fighters. He's one of the best. He can be one of the best heavyweights out there, because what he's about to do to me and what they're about to do is insane. Because on the undercard again, Joshua Ngannou is supposed to be Wilder versus Zhang.
I'm cool with that.
I'm not.
I'm cool with that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Look, bro, your legs are gone. Your legs are shot. And now you're going to go and get in the ring with a better boxer than the one you just fought. A bigger puncher, way bigger puncher than the one you just fought. So if he catch you with one of them shots, it ain't going to be what Parker did. You going out.
My thing is this. I can't get in the way of a man's pride. If he's truly done, And his pride is doing the talking, and that's why he's fighting Zelly Zhang. Let his pride get him in there and get him in trouble. Here's one thing that I will say though: if by any slim chance he's learned from his mistakes, and if that was truly ring rust, we got a good fight coming forward. We got ourselves a good fight coming forward. If all that was ring rust, now if his reflexes is gone, if he's aged out, okay, he's in a world of trouble. But if all that was a fluke, we got a good fight coming up.
Man, listen though, you ain't got listen. Let's be honest. The eye test not lying to you. That man legs been done for been on the way out for a minute. Now, what happened was he was able to he was able to muster up a good fight in the third fight with Fury, right? His leg didn't look good against Hellenius. He was able to catch him with a good shot and get the fight over. But then when you spend that amount of time out of the ring, see what happens is this. Even if you just get some bump
Right.
in that time that you out, even if you just get, it don't matter who you fight, even if you just get a little bit of bump, right? You go through an actual camp, the actual rigorous stuff to build your body up. Then even if you get in the ring and go through fight, see, that keeps you keep the blood going. But if you just sitting around, hanging out, doing whatever, going, then you just go to camp for your gym and then think you're gonna turn it on after not being in the ring and again and have it ain't there. That's not how this sport is. That's why all these guys who get in the bag, but you spending all this extra time out the ring. That's why I say you got to strike when the iron's hot. Because when you get on the back nine and them reflexes ain't there and them legs ain't there.
Right. And he doesn't do anything to build him this right. I'm cool with, I'm looking at the bright side. I think on the bright side, we could potentially have a really good fight. If the training camp go well, we'll see what happens. We just got to see what happens at this point.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I foresee a highlight reel knockout. For Zhang. I feel I don't want to see my man broke up, banged up, out, but my man gonna get that Joe Joyce, man. My man gonna get that Joe Joyce, man.
I don't know about
he
that.
He going out worse than Joe Joyce. He gonna get whooped worse than Joe Joyce.
I don't believe that. I think the same way that we've seen Wilder in 42 other fights get a guy out of there, he has the same chance to do that against Zelly Zhang.
He always gonna have a puncher's chance.
Exactly.
No question. But Zhang is a better boxer than the one he just fought.
You're right. But
Zhang is a much bigger, stronger puncher than the one he just fought. So Zhang don't need. See, Joseph Parker was loading up the whole fight. Joseph Parker was coming forward the whole fight, but it took Joseph Parker 9 rounds to land a shot that made Wilder respect him. That Zhang don't take that long. Zhang gonna have you cut up, bust up within 2-3 rounds. Zhang can knock you out with one punch. Not gonna go well, y'all. And I'm not going against my man because of the last performance. I'm just saying it's not gonna go well.
No. Zhang is the better boxer. I'm not gonna lie to you. Zhang is the better boxer. But history has shown us time and time again that all Wilder needs is one punch. And if he's got a puncher's chance, and for the last 42 fights he's had a puncher's chance, and he has a 97% knockdown ratio.
He didn't get one last time, buddy.
You said what?
The first man they fought that didn't hit the mat.
Yeah, right.
We going the wrong direction.
Nah, but the first dude he fought that he didn't KO, he went and rematched him. And
yeah, but he dropped him though. He hit the mat. See?
I think he has a chance to hit Zelly Zhang where it hurts, and I think Zhang can hit the ground. We'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. It's too early to tell. Well, it's too early to tell.
My man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Wilder, my guy. I feel for my guy. I do not want to see him get damaged. He had a good career right off in the sunset. But like I said, what that told me was that, listen, we can't be mad at AJ. AJ pretty much has had his chance. He gave Wilder a chance to make the fight with him. He didn't come through, so he went another route with the money. I can't be mad at AJ. There's no anger towards AJ. You can't, everybody, oh man, you can't nothing. I signed the paper. The man didn't win. I got a guy over here that everybody making noise about that dropped third. Let me go get it. He gonna knock Francis Ngannou block off.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He not beating no AJ.
Okay.
He not beating no AJ. He not beating
Okay.
AJ.
All right.
AJ not gonna play around with him. AJ not gonna do all the shucking and jiving. He gonna come out there and go to work.
Okay. I hear you. I do hear what you're saying.
Now listen, if somehow, some way, listen, AJ,
Y'all had the same confidence about Tyson Fury, and we saw what happened.
let me say this though, AJ, you can't listen. Any boxer, if you get an MMA fight in the ring, you got to crush him. You got to crush him. Do not give them life. You know what I'm saying? We had him in a good position. We had him over there quiet when Jake Paul was beating them all up. We cannot allow y'all to turn the narrative, especially when they, fighting our champions. We about to slump them bounds. So to get yourself together, AJ. I believe in AJ. Donald going to sleep.
I think AJ's going to make the same mistake Fury made. He's going to attempt to box him as if he's a boxer, and that's his problem. You're talking about a guy that gets kicked in the face on the regular in the MMA, so he could take a punch. When Fury was in there with Francis, he was boxing him like he was just the prototypical boxer. Like, I'm gonna just beat him off the points, and then got caught and got dropped. And the only reason Fury won was because Ngannou just didn't have that stamina yet. In a good fight camp, we're gonna give Francis Ngannou another fight camp, more training, more stamina, more endurance, and then we're gonna throw him in there with AJ, who's also going to box him like he's a boxer. Francis got just as good of a chance as beating him as he had Tyson Fury. You're gonna see.
You're gonna sleep.
If I'm gonna be honest, if AJ wants to beat him, he gotta destroy him the first 3 rounds. He gotta get him out of the first 3 rounds. Because you saw when Francis started getting his confidence. Francis gets his confidence later in the fight. He just so happened to run out of gas. Don't let him have gas in the tank and we getting later in the fight. AJ's getting out of there. He's going to get destroyed. Francis is not no 6'1" retired MMA fighter that was drinking beer for the last 6 years and then getting in there with Jake Paul. No, Francis wanted to come to boxing. Francis wanted another fight with PFL and all that. Like, Francis been wanting to get in the ring. He's not going to waste his opportunity.
Yeah, he's not. He's going to be asleep.
All right, I got Francis winning that one.
Nah, man.
I'm saying it on your live recorded audio StreamYard, visual StreamYard. I got Francis winning that one.
I hear you, man. That man going to sleep.
I hear you. And when they go to the scorecards and they say the winner, Francis. Only way Francis loses, well, never mind, it's in Saudi Arabia. They're gonna push for AJ anyway. Never mind. The narrative is already there. So if it go to the scorecards,
what does it mean that AJ loses? It means his
career.
It means he's over with. It means that he ain't who he think he was, or who he think he is. Listen, you can't do something for this long a time unless somebody just started to do it and beat you. Come on, man.
It's over for him. It's over for him.
You can't do that. I don't care what the sport is. You can't be a professional. Just, you know what I mean? Can you imagine being a professional basketball player and some dude, who was a soccer player decide I'm gonna play basketball and then a year he beating you? Come on, bro. What we talking about? We don't do that. You hear me? Nah. Same thing.
When you've been doing it for a long time and somebody just come in, you got to show them the divide in your class. Yeah. Jordan did it to OJ Mayo. Kobe did it to Kyrie Irving. Like, it's levels to this. You can't just let the new guy come in here and walk all over you. And if Francis does that to AJ, I don't care. Send him back across the pond. Send him back. Let him go fight in UK.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's over for AJ if he loses this fight. You cannot allow that to happen. Boxing cannot allow that to happen. See, see, we had them MMA dudes quiet. See, we had that stuff quiet. And then when that stuff happened with Tyson Fury, now they lit, they talking smack to us, they acting. Exactly, Coach Zeus. Someone on here said Fury gloves wasn't loaded. That's why he couldn't hurt Francis. This dude get elbow kicked in the face with UFC gloves on, but I still got AJ.
Charlie, I'm gonna be real with you. I would have AJ if AJ decides to go in there for the knockout. I think AJ's gonna go in there trying to box him and get points and go through a whole strategy. And Francis is going to walk through that and really destroy it. He's going to hurt that man. Like Francis is what, 6'7", 6'6", 6'8". Francis is a big boy. He's not no little guy. He's going to get in there. He's going to have his way with that boy. That's just all I'm saying. I don't know what AJ y'all have been saying these past 7-8 years. Even the AJ I saw that just fought in Saudi Arabia, I don't got that AJ beating Francis. Because you get discouraged when you hit if you hit somebody 4-5 times with some clean shots and they don't go nowhere, you start to get discouraged. You don't build on that. You get discouraged on that. Because when you hit somebody clean, their body reacts. It's a natural reaction in the human world. When any boxer that has caught somebody with a clean one, you see their reaction, you build off that. You can't build off that with Francis because Francis don't react like boxers because he's used to getting kicked in the face.
Man, I ain't trying to hear all this kicked in the face stuff.
That's
like
cool. We'll see.
Like he got
We'll
kicked by
see.
Bruce Lee or John Jones or somebody. Man, I want to hear that mess.
We will see what happens.
You know what I mean? Did the dude that kicked him in the face, is he a good kicker? Was he this, that, and the third? I don't want to hear that. Listen, man, that man back pocket's going to be touching the back of the mat. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
You must be talking
that
about
man
AJ.
Back pocket's going to be touching the back of the mat, man. AJ knocking that man out, man.
AJ's gonna catch him.
AJ knocking that man out, man. He knocking that man block
catch
off.
him with a beautiful right in the second round, and Francis just gonna eat it and look at him like, all right, what's next?
You make a good point, but I like the way AJ mixed his shots last fight. Don't worry about it. He gonna mix up Francis Ngannou, man. That man back pocket's gonna be touching, man.
AJ gonna have to come to fight. AJ gonna be fighting for his life.
No, he not. Back pockets.
All right, we'll see what happens.
AJ been working on his form. He got a nice jab. AJ gonna
Hey, look, hey, AK, how about we do this? If Francis lose, I'll just buy you dinner that night. How about that?
Oh man, lobster and steak.
Yeah, we could do that. We do that. I got a nice spot out here where I stay at, American. They got the best lobster steak joint. I'm trying to tell you.
Where is that?
I'm out Watch Apple.
Who?
Watch Apple Crofton.
Oh yeah. Okay, you good bread over there.
Yeah. Then on me. I tell you, if Francis lose, then on me. I got you.
Say less, man. Say less. That's a done deal. But this is what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to belinger the point. We be back at 4:30 for our NFL talks.
Yes, we will.
You know what I mean? And when we come back at 4:30, we're gonna break down the whole NFL playoff picture. Why so many people hating on Lamar Jackson? Because I think it's a crime and a shame for some of the stuff that I've seen some of these so-called experts say about this.
Hey, and when we come back, just know I told you so. Chuck all them, let y'all come back because I told you so. And then we're gonna talk about that at 4:30.
And man, stop tagging me in that stuff, man.
Stop tagging you in what? What I told you?
Yeah, stop tagging me in that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tag you ever again because we're here now. We can talk about it now.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. Have your fun with it. It's all good.
I'll see you at 4:30 though.
It's all good. So hold on. AJ looked good with Ben Davis. It could have been the opponent, but you're only good as your last fight.
I will tell you this: AJ's never been in there with a Francis Ngannou. He's a freak of nature. He's never been there with a Francis Ngannou.
Let me say this, Chuck. See, before we go, we're gonna set the Francis Ngannou get knocked out. Back pockets. Listen,
okay.
Chuck. This is what I don't like. See, this is what I don't like what you Commander fans do, right? You want us to put ourselves in some boat so y'all can say and all that. Chill, cuz. Only thing I want y'all to do now is be humble and watch. Be humble. Humble thyself. Humble thyself. And watch. Don't tell us to humble ourselves. Don't tell us to humble us. Humble you. Bro, I'm
Don't
serious.
worry, Commanders fans. Y'all will get to the playoffs in 3 years.
Now I ain't gonna go that far.
First of all, they got it. We'll talk about it later because they don't even have an offensive line. They want to go draft a quarterback for the second pick. Like, he's not going to have the same issues as Sam Howell. I don't understand. But Commanders do this all the time. They did this with Jason Campbell. They did this with RG3. You know what I'm saying? They do this with all the quarterbacks. Patrick Ramsey, like, y'all been doing this for years. You get a quarterback who's supposed to be somewhat good with no offensive line. Donovan McNabb came out and said it when he played for y'all. There's no offensive line cohesion. Ever since Trent Williams left, what does y'all offensive line look like? But you want to go draft a quarterback with the second pick. Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you, if you was now, you know what? We'll
We're
say
gonna
that
save it
for
for 4:30. Yeah,
4:30.
I know.
We'll say that for 4:30. Y'all
I
thought
know.
y'all had me.
I know.
Listen, I
Already
don't
knew what
think
it
saying the
was.
prime line is y'all thought y'all had me. Nah, we're gonna say that for the second round. Look, Chuck, save all the Sam how comments for 4:30.
We'll see
We
you at
be back
4:30,
at
Chuck. We'll see
4:30,
you at
man.
4:30.
Coach Dukes, we're in the building 4:30. NFL Talks. This is Let's Talk Sports. We catch y'all in a minute. Peace.